Greetings! You are tuning in to the first topic of 10 o'clock 389. And our topic for today is the dev stream 154 that happened Friday, the 30th of April.
Cool. Yep.
Yeah.
So let's get into dev stream 154. So what happened in there, Xeno? Which way should we do it? Should we do you read the entire thing and we discuss it, or should we do it point by point?
Point by point.
Let's go point by point. So point number one, Xeno.
And feel free to just like rush anything. So if we get to
rush,
like, nah, let's skip this one. Right? Okay. So dev stream dusting.
Wait, do they call it dev stream dusting? What did we call that?
I think they normally call it like housekeeping.
Did they steal it?
I don't know. Maybe they did steal it. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, right. So Telecon will be on July 17th. And this year, the merch will include real life floofs, actual plush toys that will be available on the day of Tenacon to purchase. With Core Tempestary launched, there have been a lot of community covers of sleeping in the cold below. Rebecca has linked a forum post that contains the they enjoy.
You've put the link in there. Are we going to put the link in our? Oh, no, we don't put it. I've not listened to them though. I will probably have a listen to them.
I could put a link in the description. So just for everyone's benefit, it will be next to the topics. So because last time people were like, "Hey, where's the link?"
And, yeah, it was in there.
It's actually in the Times. So look at the Times.
Timestamp area.
Yeah, there will be next to timestamps. Right.
Cool.
So I'm fine with floofs in real life. I just don't want them.
Yeah, but I avoid them. You avoid them. It's all fine. If people want to buy them, that's kind of cool. There's only one my thing is. Can we have a hat, please?
Yes. Need another baseball cap.
Yeah, where's my baseball caps? That's what I'm at. Yeah, same. Where's my Warframe baseball caps? It's a weird thing because they still have some products like the jersey, the like hockey jersey thing, which they still sell. And I know it goes on sales in like trying to get rid of its sale. But the hats, they just sell out and they never put more in. Everyone needs hats.
I'm wondering if the reason why they have the hockey jersey still is because no one's buying it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but hats, they've gone through like several variations of hats, so why not put more? You
still get the rhino statue.
I think that's finally sold out.
Oh wow!
I think. Yeah. I think I'll have to check, but I'm pretty sure they're getting pretty low on that. All right, let's move on. What's next?
Railjack changes and thoughts. Post Call of Tempestary, there have been a lot of bugs that have been trying to squash. Steve went in a few thoughts on the topic. Noting that there's plenty of work still to be done. Void Storms still have a lot of visual clutter, which has been cleaned up a little in a previous hotfix, and there may be more things to come that will help the visuals. Further updates to the Railjack system are focusing wreckage and scrapping. Actually, let me read the whole point first. Reaching the limit of your wreckage is shown to cause problems with matchmaking, causing players to leave squads because they reach the limit on the wreckage. The solutions actually is actually quite a shift from the current method. When you get wreckage, it will now not be a unique thing. You will need to identify a piece of wreckage, revealing the stats and perks. It will have when repaired. If you do not want to keep it, you can just scrap it in the bin, marking it for scrapping later. I thought you just got rid of it then and there. This is to help with data storage.
Yeah, I thought you did as well, actually.
Yeah, this is to help with data storage, to keep it. You can move it to a scrapping bin. Wait, no. Shit, did I just...
You just did it again.
Yeah, sorry. This is to help with data storage. When did I just jump? You can. So you can have several hundred unidentified wreckage items grouped into engines. I think it was like a specific house and mark of engine.
Yeah.
Sorry, grouped into engines, weapons, and so on. But then you have to decide to keep or scrap them once the unique stats have been revealed. We also had the question asked, when will we be able to get the Tempestary guns on our railjack? And there was a very non-committal answer, so there's no plans yet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in previous things they have acknowledged that they do want to get those weapons to us, but I think they're going to now, they haven't got any plans about when they're going to release them. They don't just want to drop them in the game randomly. And so I don't expect them to be coming anytime soon, but I think they are confirmed we will get them eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as for the other stuff, yeah, I can appreciate that. So if people don't seem to know why they've got this wreckage system, like if you realize every gun, every engine has different values for several stats. So the database has to store all those things as separate entries. You have this engine with you have this engine with you have this engine with and so that's why it's so limited. It seems to be that their database needs to be. There's been a recurring issue because I remember Riven's was quite similar. But what this is going to do is it's just going to be like you'll have a massive list of things where it's easy to say you have 7 Levan Mark III engines. That's like that can be compact. It can go all the way up to as high as it wants, right? But if those 7 engines with all their stats picked has to be separate entries. So what this is doing is bulking them all into magical, invisible Levan engine Mark III, 7 of them, and then you go through each individual one individually. It's gonna. I assume database-wise, that's just massive squish, really. That's how much it will take up.
I think the idea is that the Levan engine just won't exist until you've identified it.
Well, it does. Sure, it does, because what is actually storing is that you in your bin, it'll have Levan engines Mark 1, 0 number. Levan engines Mark 2, 0. Levan engines Mark 3, 7. Right? So it does exist as a Levan engine Mark 3, but each of those 7 is just one thing. They're not 7 separate entries or 7 separate values.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So like the stats are like Schrodinger's stats.
So it rolls the stats when you open them up.
Exactly.
Don't loot box it.
Well, I wonder if this is something that could or should be applied to Riven, right?
Ooh.
Because then you could have a load of unidentified, unveiled Riven, and you have to identify them to know how to unveil them, right? That will massively decrease the value of the Riven market.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
I don't know if it's something people want.
I don't know. It seems. I think Riven's there. Well, no, there is actually something in here about Rivens, which I think is the next one. So let's move on to the next thing.
Okay, sure, right. Just to touch upon the Railjack side of it, no, I completely agree with the whole wreckage system.
Oh yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's great. I hate it when the game kicks you out and it says because you've got 30 items and you have to go and you have to think, God, I want to actually deal with some of these, but I don't have time. Okay, I'll get rid of 4, and that gives you enough maybe to do one mission, but then that mission gives you loads of things. It's like, right, I'm right back where I started, you know. So this is a very good change. Very good change. Positive. Railjack, I feel, is really shaping up. I'm just getting a good feeling about it now. Get a good feeling. Good feeling.
Cool. Now moving on. Teshin editions. There's a quick refresh to the skill path store from Teshin. These will include a Noggle statue.
Yay.
A recoil mod for shotguns. The previous restricted Chinese only
Cadus
melee weapon.
No idea what that is.
Oh, that was that weird Darth Maul dual lightsaber.
Right.
Thing. I was like, what the hell are they talking about? I've never seen or heard about this before.
Me neither.
Right?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't know it was from China. Glyphs and new item category called a Riven Cipher. The Riven Cipher will be able to bypass Riven challenges, so you can unveil a Riven without doing the challenge. Teshin will only sell 1 per week.
I like this. It's cool.
You know the Fry shut up and take my money.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. I wonder if these will be tradable.
I
think it should be. No, it'd be another way for people to earn platinum because they can only get their one Riven Cipher a week. People will get their Riven Cipher and sell it to people. Because I hear these days that a lot of people complaining that the problem with Prime parts is there's just so many of them, and because the Vault now comes out with 2 Warframes, and there's just so many relics that I don't think even like the old frames are not really as rare or exclusive as some of them used to be. So I heard people complaining about trying to sell Prime parts is literally you just have to stack up everything and then just sit around and wait for one person to buy one random bit. So yeah, I mean, giving people more things to sell, I think it'd be cool. And a 1 per week limit, that's cool.
Warframe realistically needs a bout of fresh blood when it comes to the old content. You know, if new players came in, they're like, oh wow, there's all these Warframes I could get. Oh, I have more equity than I need. Let's just spend hundreds of dollars on buying platinum, and then I could just buy all this old stuff that our pro never use.
Yeah, but there's other ways of doing that though. They could come up with ways where you sacrifice Prime Warframes, not Excalibur Prime, for special Prime cosmetics. They could also make it that so those people have loads of relics. If you made a relic furnace, I think like we suggested to turn them into void traces, you then people will then chew through their relic collections. So relics become rarer again. Really well. There are taps they can turn on to change this, but maybe they haven't think about it.
Yep.
Maybe there are other thoughts I haven't. Maybe they have, and there's other implications I haven't thought. It could be the way. Right. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay.
Riven Cipher looks cool.
Deluxe. Huh?
I was just saying, Riven Cipher looks cool. Yeah. Looks cool.
Yeah, completely agree. Ember Deluxe and other cosmetic updates. The in-game model for Debbie Sheen's Ember Deluxe concept was debuted. This is Ember's second deluxe. She has very pointy feet, and her effects appear to be lava pits carved into the model's neck, arms, chest, legs, and back. Did you notice how caved in her back?
The back was. I think Sheldon was trying to get people to look at this and think it, but it looked amazing. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan
of the butt.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think he was wording it badly, and that's what you could imply from what he was saying. But I think he was kind of being like, "Oh, look at the butt! Oh my god, the back!" You know, I think he was trying to do that kind of thing. That we'd go like, "Oh, let's go look at the butt," and then be like, "What's up with that back? It's so cool." I'm gonna. I think that's what he's done. Sheldon was like thinking the long game there. He was.
Okay.
He was.
Next, the note says Jeff admitted he forgot about Revenant's deluxe skin, also designed by Debbie Sheen, and this will be the next deluxe skin released after Ember. We saw a few work in progress models, and the textures will apparently match up with Ember's for the Debbie Sheen collection. I don't feel that this note is actually accurate. I
don't remember saying that.
Jeff. No, I thought Jeff. Right. They opted to do Ember first because they didn't jump on the Ember design when it first came around, and it was only when the Revenant design came around that Jeff went, "We also want the Ember one. We want the Ember one," because I think Debbie designed the Ember one absolutely ages ago.
Okay,
right? That was my understanding from the what Jeff was saying, but also it sounded like the concept, sorry, not the concept artist, but the model artists, they have the opportunity to choose what things that they work on, and just, you know, the Ember one was chosen first, and I completely agree. I think everyone prefers this Ember over the last deluxe.
Oh yeah, no. Do you know, I'm tempted. I might even buy the old deluxe just to get it out of the market for me because of how much I like the new one. I really like the look of this new one. That back though, the caved in thing of it, it just that brings this so good.
I kind of wish though that the lava section on the thighs and maybe on the arms and things, they were kind of oozing,
yes, lava. That'd be kind of cool. Who knows? Maybe it's not finished. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. You know, maybe there'll be a cool ephemera that will give you that kind of effect.
Yep. Out of nowhere, an alt helmet has appeared for Arrow. Yes. Apparently, the design, designed by a newer, higher team, which will be coming to the Nightwave store when it's released. I loved it.
Oh, I
I
did.
freaking loved it.
I was like,
It's
yes. Why is this being
very
undervalued?
Knight Paladin-esque.
Yes.
I thought
I don't really like the Harrow ones they've got, but as soon as I saw that, I'm like, yes, finally I can go back to playing Harrow lots because it's so good.
I felt though that again, it wasn't a designer; it was a modeler.
It's still the key point was it was a new team hire, and they were like,
yes,
have a go at this. It's like their first thing, and they were like, oh, okay, best helmet ever. Like, yes.
Okay. There are new cosmetics coming to Syndicate store. There are new two, so you can earn the emotes that DE used for the crew, Railjack crewmans. You will also have Syndicate armor cosmetics featuring shoulders, legs, and chest armor for each of the main 6 syndicates. Rebecca showed off the shoulders and chest piece on the stream. I really liked them. I thought it was like, yes. This is dumb. Yeah.
But this was the perfect opportunity to do something we've saying for years, and it would have fit perfectly with syndicates because that's how the syndicates work. Why don't we have upgradable ones that start out really small and tiny, and then you get better? It replaces it with a bigger and better version as you rank up with your syndicate. Wouldn't that be really cool? That's how the emblems were supposed to be. But
I totally agree with you on that. I think if we were gonna do, hiccups. If we were gonna do that, we need a new, because they were like they were freaking out because the cost of them was like 100,000.
But they're placeholders. They said they're placeholders.
They said it was placeholders. I'm kind of like, nah, let's leave them as those prices, and then just put on another rank for each of the syndicates, and just have us, get another bucket. So like, we've tripled the amount of maximum syndicate rep you can hold.
Maybe, but there's not enough really in there to spend. That's exactly. If they did what I'm about to suggest now, then yes, right? If they'd made it that you bought the base version and then there was upgradable recipes and each subsequent version required the previous build to build, then in theory, if you wanted all the armor in the game, and if some of them had looked quite unique, you're like, I want the tier 3 and also the tier 5, you'd have to rank one up to tier 5, then rank one up to tier 4, then one up to tier 3, then one up to tier 2, then one to buy a tier 1, right? There we go. People are going to spend loads because some people will want everything, So instantly, I've came up with an idea that will allow people to be spending stuff on syndicates for the next 5 months instead of how this is going to be, where they're going to probably price them probably about 50,000 or 25,000, or the shoulders will be 50, the legs will be 25, something stupid
25 across the board.
Yeah, and thus it's like, right, people buy them and that's it. I'm just like, you could make them upgradable and it'd be really cool and it'd be, it's something we've been saying. I swear we said that in the first year, like upgradable armor pieces would be really cool.
Yep.
But, to show progression. Oh well, but still, it's theme stuff and that's cool. We've had the sign downers for ages. Here now we get the armor set. Okay,
cool. Should we move on to the next part?
Yep.
Cool. The new update revealed the Sisters of Parvos. The name. But Loz, the sissies.
Okay, keep going.
The sissies, Loz. You gotta remember about the sissies. Anyway, sorry. Sisters of Parvos is the name of the next content update, previously called Queen Pins or Corpus Liches. Queen Pins or Corpus Liches. Rebecca noted that players have been asking how sisters will be different from liches. One of those will be that the sisters have a robotic companion. They will have a hound pet that will actual combatant that faces the Tenno whenever the sister appears. These will be randomized parts, and you will be able to earn the hound as a companion in addition to the weapons. Under the current system, when you spawn a lich, it wears your helmet as a decoration on its shoulder. However, when you spawn a sister, the helmet gets mounted on the neck, so the hound's neck, in a rather macabre display plate.
It's not macabre. Keep going.
Yeah, let's come back to that. A key part of defeating the sister is vanquishing the hound. Kuva Liches will also benefit from the new system, both with structural improvement and new weapons. The Kuva Heck, Kuva Zar, and Kuva Grattler are coming to the drop tables. The system improvements include reduced grind, a better finale, to the hunt, and even adding a wild card, although what that means is unclear. There is an image at the end of the stream to announce rank 10 command and trains that will be coming to the update, but no reveal as to what that is. Okay. I'm going to pick on the hounds first.
There's also a bit in here that wasn't quite said when they weren't quite clear. There may be that you'll also find the hound will also be the Thrall version.
Yes.
Of it.
Yeah.
There was some mention of, so it might be that like there's the main hound, but then also like mass-produced copies of it, which become the Thralls that you then go and fight the main one. Like, but it's weird. Also, like, do you ever actually interact with the sister apart from her moaning at you? I don't know. Wait and see on this one mainly. The hounds look cool. I do hope I don't have to have that stupid plate head on it when it's actually my Thrall. I mean, maybe that's how you'll differentiate the Thrall ones from the main one. The main have the plate with your helmet on, whereas the other ones won't. I don't know. Who knows? We're still waiting to see. They look cool though. I really like the look of those pets. I'm not interested at all in the Demos pets. Sadly, these ones I'm more interested in. Like the mowers also. I really wanted a pet mower for ages. I hate the ones we got from Fortuna. These ones actually look interesting, and I'm hoping. Oh, I can't cross my fingers because I can only do that with them.
Yeah.
Snooker skin. Oh. Come on. Come on, you know it'll be good.
Yeah, I
know she'd be good. Oh.
First off, I hate the plate.
The plate looks weird, yeah.
The plate. No, it doesn't look weird. It looks stupid.
I know.
Right? Like, okay, so you know how when do you know the purpose of blinkers for horses?
It's to restrict their view so that they focus on just literally in front of them and don't get distracted by everything around them. They
don't get startled about what's around them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a large part of the blinkers, right? But the thing to me is like this isn't blinkers. This is a blindfold. What the fuck could this thing possibly see?
It's so weird. I mean, I have to look at the things again, but like it was like their heads were like kind of forward, but then if it's on their actual head up here, then it's just like a stupid crazy top hat they're wearing. And if it was actually towards their face, because it was kind of forward facing, then they can't see. But they are robots. They are robots.
I get that, but still, like it's a fucking plate.
Yeah, it also like it just feels really weird to have the head kind of just on a plate.
Have you ever played The Witcher?
I played the first one.
The third one.
No, I haven't played the third one.
Okay, in the third one, you kill monsters, and I haven't played a huge amount of it, but when you kill like a griffin, which is the first big monster you've got to kill, you take the griffin's head and you put it on your horse on its like hind leg.
Flank.
Right? On the flank? Yeah, there you go, on the flank. So you just mount it to the side. Why isn't something like that, right? Why does it have to have the head of the player at all? Why isn't the head of the player on the sister, on the sissy, right?
Or the shoulder of the dog. That would look cool.
Yeah,
on the shoulder of the dog, or both shoulders.
The butt of the dog. But yeah, it's just it just feels it looks so dumb. Like
it feels like that they were like, oh, we have to do this thing, and they were like, okay, so I've got this helmet, got to attach it to this dog, and I'll just put it there.
It's like,
job done.
To me, like I just envision this, like you have a corgi. This is what's going through my mind. You have a corgi, put a serving tray on its head, and you strap it to the head of the corgi.
Yeah.
And then whenever the corgi looks in any wrong direction, the stuff just falls off. It looks.
I'd love to see some. I'd love to see somebody get their pets.
The head just falls
no,
off.
just get people get their pets at home and be like, right, I'm going to try and recreate this DE, and then just get like a giant like serving plate and just tape it to their dog's heads, and then put a mannequin head on top. It's like it's so weird. It does. It's yeah. As long as it's limited, I think, just to the main anti-pet and the anti-mass. What these things are called in 40k? I think cyber mastiffs is what they're called.
Really?
Yeah. There's that new Necromanda game coming out, 40k Necromanda first one shooter. You get a cyber mastiff, is how they're called. So I was like waiting for them to come up with that in the Warframe video themselves. I'm like, but they call it something weird like Cyber Hound or something.
Call it Hound.
Yeah. But if it's to the main one that you kill, and when you get it, it's your own thing, it loses the whole metal plate on its head, then that's fine. Apart from
maybe
that, moving on though.
Maybe if the plate was smaller, or just...
No, just yeah. It's
anyway,
right on the shoulder.
So new additions to the Kuvaliches, great. Sisters of Parvos sounds weird. There's no easy way to say that apart from yeah.
I'm gonna wait. I want to see the full reveal on that because they like made a big thing of it in the song. Now ties into it, and then the end of the quest with the whole sister. So, God, that has to be explained. Like they're not actually a sister, and why? So moving on.
Right. Okay. Next, new Warframe, Ureli. I'm so glad.
Yareli. Pronounced Yarel-E.
Ureli.
Editor's note, pronounced Yarel-E.
Rally. Whatever. Raleigh, sorry.
This is one more in Rebecca's ongoing quest of Warframe for every letter of the alphabet. The only relating letters are D, J, U, and U. Awesome. I didn't know. That's brilliant.
Q's going to be Quasar. You just know Q's.
Quasar! Oh, wow. Right. Quasar.
Right. Anyway, this new Warframe will come with the Sisters of Parvos update. The visuals come from a community artist, which Rebecca showed off at the beginning of the reveal. The apparent theme is water-based. Pablo recorded a video to hype up the new frame, claiming that the new frame is not Hydroid's daughter, and she's not designed. Sorry, and she's designed to be a little bit more kawaii. I need
to go find a vomit bucket.
He even put an anime filter over his face when he said that. But he said, "Are you all right there, Loz?"
You might ask how I vomited without a mouth. I'm not going to explain this. Take the head off.
I was going to say
vomit out the neck.
You know that the Warframe heads are now plug and play.
Exactly.
Hound plates.
Yep. Just come straight off. Pop. All joint. Just sorry, I don't mean to. Yeah, it just annoys me because it was more than what it said here. It was like it said it's not Hydroid's daughter, but if you want to think like that, that is fine, or like that canon's fine. I'm like,
if you want that.
Do you know? I found my video the other day. Well, I found it's on my channel. I think about the grimdark. Right. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do something new on that because I'm like this is part of the problem. Right. I swear. In the past, see, this is like, why am I complaining about a frame reveal? But it's like, it was the way it was presented. It's like, in the past, I'm sorry, DE were, when they're on the ropes, they dug deep and they found a dark, grim core of beautifulness that blossomed into what was going to be called Lotus and then became Warframe. And it had that atmosphere dripping from. Do you remember when we watched episode 1 and we saw all the darkness, like just that the corpus ships, and it's like every corner was just what did it contain? Every container felt detailed and it's like, and this is not Hydroid's daughter, but you can think like that, and it is kawaii frame. It's like it's a Warframe.
So I
clues in the name.
I don't mind the idea of like, it is Hawaii or
this is some person.
Hold on.
Let me finish now. I'll explode.
Yeah, because this might be something entirely different to what you're thinking. Anyway, I don't mind if it is officially Hydroid's daughter or not. Right. The problem I have is actually saying it's all right for you to have your separate headcanon, right? That's the problem I have. It's, to me, you can have your fan theories and things like this, but if you are incentivizing people to embrace their headcanon, the point of, oh, a contradictory thing comes later on, that will then sour the gameplay experience.
Yeah.
Then they will not, they'll feel resentment to Warframe and not want to play anymore.
Yeah. No, in fact, like, actually, if you did, right, so Warframes are people who are experimented on and have infested technocyteness running through them, right?
Yeah.
If this actually was his daughter or the Frame's daughter, or even alluded to, that's more grim and dark. I would have liked that better if they were both captured and this was his daughter, who was like even younger, and like actually like the technocyte aged her as well, so she's kind of younger. When she was transformed, she was younger mentally than her body was then forced to develop or grow or something. You know, that's evil and dark and cool. It's like, oh, but if you want to feel like it is, that is fine. Like, no, no, go for the.
Yeah, so like
Kawaii Frame.
I don't want to. I don't think what Pablo said. This is me trying to keep it realistically.
No,
I don't think what Pablo said was should be judged too harshly, right? Because again, this, like, what I said just now had a lot of deep thought behind it. I didn't just like come off the construction line thinking, oh, you should never have your own headcanon. Like, you know,
no. See, but we never complain about. Let's say we even have the community shoutouts where people will put Rhino in a pink dress. We don't complain about that because that's the community artwork, community side of things. That's fine. But it's when that basically this kind of thing is Pablo almost bridging that into the reality of the game. Instead of being, he should be on the game side of things and say that's cool, but never bridge that gap. But he's almost standing in between those two concepts now and almost bridging them, like holding up the bridge. And that's what he should be. He should be on one side. It's fine. It's like I'm not really a big fan that they put Clem in the game. It's been a good thing, I know, and I accept it. But I think I actually liked it more of as a community concept. But when they come away from the dark place that they originally made Warframe, and they enjoy the community so much that they all decide to stand in the middle and raise things in between, it's when it's like you diminish the soul of what Warframe was just to engross the community. And it's like
I say it's worse than that, because you diminish the value of what's already been established
of the IP.
Because no, of what's existing in the game.
Yes, the existing concepts.
The stuff about the second dream, the stuff about the war within, that all of a sudden is a different level of, you know, to follow what Loz is saying, grimdark. To, you know, oh look, kawaii and
kawaii. That's oh, is it Tota? Oh, it's so cute.
You know, you just said you're cute, right? Anyway. Ignoring that.
Hate it so much. And also, I say grimdark, but that's not even true. I'm starting to feel that, because I'm spending a lot of time now looking to the 40k one. The 40k one is so much more grimdark. The Warframe originally was having its own style of that, of sci-fi grimdark that was different. It was making its own thing. Whereas again, it's just lean. I mean, I don't complain too much about like Dog Days, because I know it's just a one-off event, or Easter. It's when those things become permanent. And
let's talk about the impact of Souls games then, right? So FromSoft stuff, they're all grimdark, right? You can't not tell me they aren't grimdark. Even Sekiro, which has got like very bright colors and stuff, is pretty damn grimdark if you know what the plot is. But can you just imagine that at some point in time you have some cheerleader just going on in the background, like a literal 90s style cheerleader, not wearing a great deal, you know, pom-poms, high kicks, the whole thing. Like, it's just so out of place.
Now, that's not to say that the Souls games don't have their own interesting in-game humor with like Praise the Sun and things, but they kind of fit within the narrative. They're within it. But it's as if you got like Tingle from the Zelda games and just dropped him in Dark Souls and went, that's fine now, because everyone was joking about that, and that's fine now. Well, anyway, so calm.
Do we actually, I wonder if this is a huge ploy by DE to get more Warframe based characters in Smash. If they actually raise the the bar, and then it's eligible to be in Smash. It's kid friendly. I mean, hell, Bayonetta's in.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
When's
no, let's
2KB
move
gonna
on.
be in there? What?
No, let's move on. Move on.
Okay, so
Both he and Rebecca said that more info such as Idol's abilities are shown next dev stream. You can put an anime filter over his face when he said that, but he said nothing about her substance. Both he and Rebecca said that there are more info such as Idol's abilities will be shown next dev stream with Pablo at the helm. The kit should be interesting.
Yes. Let's read on the next part, and then we'll go back to more Uriel herself. So, whatever. There will be. Sorry, there was a little more detail on her concept with an object that looked familiar to a chakram of water and a large fish-like creature. These appear to be linked to her abilities. Rebecca tried to drop a hint about her movement. Apparently, she has a unique vehicle, and the chat immediately guessed that the fish-like creature is a form of K-Drive that she'll use as part of her kit. I don't know if it's going to be one of her abilities. I just genuinely thought, oh, that's just going to be a skin for a K-Drive. Much like how we can now get the insect K drives as skins for our regular K drives.
Maybe.
Thank God they're not expanding it. Steve said that there will be an interesting way of obtaining
Yariel, but not a quest. I think they even said it was going to be a new way. I don't know.
Yes,
we'll have to wait and see.
So,
kind of cool. I think this is all, by the way, all this stuff I predict is the big patch before TennoCon, because normally there's a patch before TennoCon to get people playing, then TennoCon comes out, and then like 3-4 months line we get a big patch of stuff from TennoCon. Normally how it goes.
The big thing here is the phrasing of this stuff is going to get more detailed explanation for the next dev stream, which instantly says what? Not coming out in May.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I imagine it'll be the May dev stream, and this stuff will come out 3rd-ish week of June.
Second or third, something
like
that.
Well, that's normally what they do, is that there's not. Yeah. I mean, I think one of them even came out the weekend just before. Remember the Spectres the Rail? That came out literally weekend of more. So I mean, who knows? That it's either going to come just before. I doubt they'll ever release it on again. Maybe they will push it back to after TennoCon. But the thing is, they normally like to take holiday after TennoCon.
That is true. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm expecting this to be end of June.
Okay. Cool. I kind of feel that that's quite a long duration. Go from, hey, look, we've got
updates to Kuva liches, and if these sister lich things are kind of cool. I think it's decent content. Maybe with a not quest releasey thing, who knows? So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I give you that. I'd like to see more, because they did allude actually to, and I don't see this in here really. More updates to Void Rifts. There's like more drops and also more stuff for them. So
that's true. Right.
So that's what I want. Yeah.
New weapons coming with the system boss update. We will be new. Yep, I'm going to stick with it. We will be new melee weapons. These are not all related to the system. A few are going to be linked.
Oh, there you go.
Void Storms are there. There will be 9 new weapons as part of the system, much like the Kuva weapons. These are announced. These are the announced briefcase weapons. The first shown is it's the two-handed Nakana that falls into a briefcase when holstered, but not all the melee weapons collapse into that shape. There is a collapsible heavy blade with 2 blades. I really like the look of that one. That one looked awesome. That folds up when holstered, and a new hammer and shield weapon that collapses into a compact shield when holstered. The deploy animations are quite intricate. Yep, I actually really like the new heavy weapon, because it was just 2 blades side by side.
Yeah. You missed the line. The next Granon weapons that Rebecca mentioned will include the Arcoplasma and Flux Rifle. Now, okay, they looked cool, Noel, and it's like, here's some new weapons, and I'm like, okay, new weapons. The whole briefcase point does nothing. They just pack away. That's it. That seems to be it. There's no. I was really hoping that there was going to be something more to these things. That the whole briefcase thing. It's just they're just weapons. They're just it's just an animation. I don't know. Maybe I was expecting too much, but I have memories of Perfect Dark. Do you ever play Perfect Dark?
No.
So there was the Briefcase Gun, which was a gun that looked like you had to stealth into the mission, so it looked like a briefcase. It would turn into a gun, but you could also chuck it, and it became a gun turret.
Oh.
Yeah. So it had just different options to be done with it. So you could just it was because it was a briefcase, it could actually become a thing, so it can actually deploy, or it can become a rifle. I was hoping for something more with it. I mean, just being like, oh, it's corpus, so business, so it's a briefcase. Oh, but it's a weapon, and also. The only one of them even really looked like a briefcase. The heavy sword did not look like anything on it. It just looked like a packed up thing on the back.
I was same with the
shield. I was like, don't call them briefcase weapons if only one of them is a briefcase and the others just pack up. We already actually have corpus weapons that pack up. Most corpus weapons already pack up. The opticore opens up slightly. The bloody windscreen wiper opens up. The bicycle gun opens up. The bicycle pump. So I'm sorry, I'm like,
yeah.
They're more intricate. Okay, she made things open up more. Good job.
No, but that's just an animation.
Woo! I don't know. I think it's not. I don't think it's their fault. I think it's my fault. My expectations were so much higher on this one. I was hoping they were really going to go to the town on this concept and do something with it. Instead, it's just that they just pack up into a different form when you put them away. Yeah. I mean, like the sword. Okay, I can have it on my hip, I guess, or the gun or something. I got a briefcase on my hip. Fashion. I don't know. I just wanted more.
I get behind what you're saying. It's like it is just fashion. It would be nice if there was something more to it. Like maybe you could hack terminals faster with
good. Yep.
But there is a huge disconnect between business life and playing video games, and how like the whole spy thing in Perfect Dark. Don't mind me. Like, this pen is also a gun. Like, that makes sense, but I'm pretty sure this pen that is also a gun is nowhere near as effective as an actual gun.
Yeah. But that's why, like, for instance, so the laptop gun, it was a mission like 3 or something, and you were being undercover. There was a hostage situation, so you were going in as the negotiator, so they couldn't give you a gun. They gave you the laptop gun. You walk in with a laptop, you see?
But my point is, you're like, that's like subversion and things like this. But
but then the option is they also gave it that to be really unique. You could just, because it's an object, because a briefcase is an object in itself. It's it's more stable. It was like so it can do something away from you as well. So you could throw it. Yeah. Like you could leave it. You could imagine like a briefcase. You could leave it somewhere and it would do things. We already have deployable things in Warframe, like the spears you can chuck and they deploy.
That's true.
Just so it's not. This is what really gets me, because it's not like this isn't a thing that's already in the game. Like, could you imagine if the if the sword, you could deploy the heavy sword? You could deploy the heavy sword and it deploys onto the ground and it just spins round, like the blades stick out because it's got 2 blades. If the blades unfolded and then it just spans, but then it comes back and it's a
weapon. Yeah,
exactly. So there you go. So you don't have weapons that do it, but it would also then break into the thematicness of the sort of the transforming element of them. Yeah. See, so there we go. So the 2-handed sword, which has 2 blades, it's like, okay, well, you use the 2 blades like this, but because it's got 2 blades, they can unfold like that, and then it becomes a rotating whirly blade of death. That's kind of cool. How about the shield, right? It's on your arm, it's a shield, but if you chuck it, the whole thing comes off, and it makes like a mini wall. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So they have a deployable element, because like a briefcase can be left somewhere, and it's still doing its job. Whereas like a sword is still a sword, and if you're going, well, it needs to be a sword in your hand. That would have been cool. I don't know. I had expectations up here, and it's just like, oh, look, it transforms. Clap like seal. I'm sorry. I'm really bitter about this. I was really started this so positive, and I'm just like, I'm so sad on these 2 points.
I think if they were to introduce new spy missions where you had to move around like a corpus, or
that's going too far. I mean, I agree that would be kind of cool, but it doesn't need to go to that level.
No, but true. But like, it's an expansion to what isn't,
the reason why the deployable element of it makes sense. Is that let's say I was a corpus person, right? A corpus civilian, right? A business person isn't going to be, and this makes sense for the Perfect Dark one as well, because you could give it to any a politician or something, right? They're not the best fighter, right? So the tool is a thing unto itself. Yeah. So that's why I say like the double blade that unfolds that can become a whirly trap. Let's say you were a corpus businessman and you were like, oh no, there is some, what are they called? What, the parent sequence people going to try and kidnap me. And then they chuck their briefcase in their direction that unfolds whirly blades that lets them get away. It's still serving its purpose. And you could have that, the Warframes just use that technique. It doesn't have to have the whole being a spy side of it.
No. But the problem here is, okay, maybe I've misunderstood. The problem for me is the sale of this is something that it's not. Right, this is a briefcase.
Yes.
It's a gun. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Like it's. But if you've got a briefcase that is not fit for the purpose of being a briefcase.
Oh yeah, no, I still think it should look like a briefcase as well. Yeah.
I mean, no. My point is not look, but function. Right, it should still function. Like when you've got James Bond with his bullet gun, so his gun pen. Right, it still works like a pen.
True. Okay, but the thing with the briefcase is that you don't need it to be as a briefcase. You just need it to be subversive. That it appears to be a briefcase, but it's not. Then I think you could have. Oh god, I have to think like. I know what you mean. I can't think of any of the spy tools that didn't actually do their job. But that's kind of the point. Is that it's just a disguise, you know.
So my whole point is, what is the value of this being a briefcase weapon when it's just a weapon?
But that's my point, is that in the concept of the item itself, right, that these would be things that could be purchased by corpus business people to protect themselves as in disguise. That's the point, right? But they're more than just, I mean, I cannot see a corpus business person pulling up their giant two-handed bladed sword and be like, all right, come on. Didn't think I had this, did ya? Nah. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense.
I can just envision this. It's like, you've got a corpus businessman, like all the corpus businessmen, they're walking around with not one, but two briefcases, right? And
two wheels.
So they're walking along, right? And then you go like, oh, hey, Bob, how's it going? Like, why have you got two briefcases with you? Oh, well, you see, this briefcase contains all the top secret files relating to X project. Well, this one's a turret.
Yeah.
Like, so if I took that one off of you, you've got nothing to defend yourself with. That is correct, Bob.
But which one is it?
Get my point, though.
Yeah.
I do see where you're coming from. I do like the idea of having more deployable based stuff, more expansive in function, and oh look, it's a fashion statement. But because that's why why would but that's the logic. Follow through. Why would a corpus person have a secret weapon?
Yeah. And would it be so that they can go, look at my double-bladed sword? Could you seriously see a business person pulling out, I've got two blades? Or could you see them throwing down an item and then running away, and the item being if you threw the double blade thing down a corridor, it would block the whole corridor, that kind of thing.
So this was something big in Cyberpunk, right?
Yeah.
You'd have to go do missions in Cyberpunk where you couldn't go beyond a checkpoint.
Right.
Like, there's a bouncer there, and he had to pat you down for all your weapons.
Yeah.
Right? You had to so there were lockers before the pat down that you could dump all your weapons in. That's cool. But he couldn't detect that I actually had mantis blades in my arms.
Ah, right.
Yeah? So I still had weapons on me, but he just couldn't find them. Yeah? And that's a similar situation here. It's like, you're trying to be all stealthy and shit, but in reality, it just, it's just a gimmick. And I think that's the biggest hang up we have right now.
Yes.
Also,
yes.
Can I just say, we have like the Kuva weapons, and now we have the Granum weapons. The Granum Archiplasmor of some sister. Like, how long are the names getting now?
Yeah, that's true. Anyway. But by the way, I think the point, just to finish off the point on why this disconnect happens, is when it's normally animation stuff, because that's the same thing for Melee, the original Melee 2.0. It's like they're just like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you just like got out your weapon and you held that? Wouldn't that just look cool? So they're like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if a briefcase became briefcase became a gun? That's a cool concept. And so they get all excited about the concept. And it's people like me, it's my own fault, who then go, oh, that'll do something. And they're like, no, we just thought it was a cool idea. We didn't put any thought into it doing anything. We just thought that was like cool.
Well, this was the same problem with Melee 2.0, wasn't it?
That's what I mean.
Like,
yeah,
it was just animation.
They were just like,
sets,
we just thought this looked cool, and everyone's like, oh, but then it's gonna do things, and they were like, what? No, we were just gonna have you hold a sword.
Cool.
And like, right, no, we need to do all these crazy things. Let's move on.
Can we move on?
Yeah, sorry.
Cool, right. Very quick Q&A session. Will frames that have a dedicated quest never be given a Laverian entry? Steve said, never say never. The two parts of the lore are not mutually exclusive. Given the writing effort that goes into the Laverian, however, Steve wants to focus that effort into producing more quest-style content because he feels that that's the right way to go forward. Even so, the Laverian won't vanish. More will come, just not at the expense of quest. I agree with this, but I would be super happy if we could get, next Warframe we're getting is Yareli. Sorry.
Yep.
The next next Warframe we're getting is Yareli. Could we not get like a Laverian for a Warframe that hasn't had one? Could we get one for Necros? Could we get one for Mag?
Yeah.
Wait, does Mag have one? I can't remember. But anyway,
or Vault,
so the whole
low kill.
Yeah, could we get some Laverians at the same time as Quest for Warframes that have already come and gone? Like, if it's a case of, oh yeah, there's not going to be a Laverian for, there's not going to be a quest for Yareli. Could we get a Laverian for Yareli? That's the sort of thing that I mean.
Yeah.
Right? At least give us something.
Yeah.
But yeah, never say never. Cool. Next one. Over time, the amount of quests that support co-op has dwindled, and recently there have been none. Will there be more co-op quests in? Generally, they have moved away from co-op quests because it highly complicates complexity of the quest's design.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Steve increases the complexity. Don't say complicates the complexity.
No, it can complicate the complexity.
Bad grammar.
It's not great, but because it doesn't. Just saying increases the complexity. No, it doesn't. It doesn't increase the complexity. It makes problems with the complexity.
So it increases the complexity.
No, because the complexity is a set thing for the quest, but then the implementation of that complexity doesn't change, but it becomes complicated. It's bad. It's not great, but it does work,
Fine. It complicates the integration.
Yes.
Implementation.
Yes.
Fine.
There you go.
That's what
Xeno
I was even trying to say. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I think your brain was going to that, wasn't it? It was like, that doesn't work. Where's the word integrates or something?
Anyway, right. Yeah, it highly complicates the implementation of the quest design.
Yes.
Steve wants the main quest in Warframe to be focused on personal experiences. However, he does feel that he's missing something, and maybe there will be a side quest that feature more co-op aspects later. But for the most part, co-op really, really complicates the process of making quests in the first place. So it has to be largely removed.
I'm tempted from DevStream onwards. No, well, yes and no. I'm tempted DevStream onwards to bring back my point that I made him, that did actually get on there years ago, saying all the quests so far have literally focused on a solo Tenno and don't even indicate that other Tenno exist.
No. All the cinematic quests.
All cinematic, yeah.
Because the Limbo quests you can do co-op.
No. But he's saying they don't want to do co-op quests because they want to tailor the experience better and make it causes problems, right? But then that's fine them doing that. But then when they do that, they don't put any element into these personalized stories that indicate that other Tenno even exist.
Yeah.
And I'm tempted because of that. I'm gonna start respamming that question and say, I asked this here and you still haven't done it. Are you gonna make sure you do it in the future? Because yeah, that's what's nagging doubt, is that if you don't put other Tenno in, you can at least put their ships in the background or something.
Could you wait until the new war?
No, because I want the new war to be right instead of the new war being as if you're the only one fighting a whole bloody war now.
So now I have to wait another 3 years
for them to fix it, because they went, oh yeah, look, we've done all these bits for the new war and it was going to come out, but then we realized that the entire quest, you're literally the only one fighting this war, apparently.
As long as I get it, if the narrative works with it, then fine. But if, I don't really care for it to be a co-op experience.
No, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Right, okay.
New augments.
New augments. Augments are coming in Proteus, Zephyr, Grendel, and Wisp. These could come before the Sisters of Parvos update, but at the latest they will come with it. Wisp's augment for Reservoir allows you to rotate to a 4th Reservoir that is a form of Omnimote that gives all 3 buffs in one cast at increased cost. In short, all it does is reduce the time taken to get all 3 buffs. I completely I thought, oh, you know what they're going to do? They reduce the range of the buffs and then make them mobile. These reservoirs are mobile. But no, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, so you're trading off a slot and the cost of energy to do it. I think this is perfect for augment.
It's just the time.
No, but it's an augment. You need the mod slot as well.
I think the cost is the same.
That's an increased cost. 3 buffs in one cast, that's an increased cost.
Yeah, no, the increased cost is, instead of so say it's 25 per cast, right? Well, this one is 75.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's all 3.
Yeah.
It's the same cost.
But it is still... Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. It's like the mod slot.
Yeah, okay, so it's still the mod slot for that. Yeah, fair enough.
Which is fine, I think. Right.
And it's actually interesting if it's you actually, no, it's really good because it doesn't mean that you can still cast the individual ones, I think, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah, because you hold, so you're not losing any functionality. So that's really good. Yeah, you don't go, oh no, I now need 75 to cast them. Anyway, Grendel.
Yeah. Right. So Grendel's augment. Nourish will clear status, then gain status immunity for a duration based on how many enemies he's devoured. Proteus augment for Dispensary is an Exilus mod that allows Dispensary to respawn your Sentinel. Ooh.
And Dispensary is, they mention this, is Proteus Helminth one. So guess what I'm taking and sticking on my Excalibur. It's like, I've been wanting this for ages. Like, okay, they've put it in some way. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I will engage with this. Yep, I'll do it.
Zephyr's augment for Airburst creates a stacking buff, secondary weapon for each enemy kill up to 500% damage. What? Oh, damage buff. Sorry.
Yeah.
Buff. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty damn awesome as well. Cool.
Right. Do you want me to do the last point? Because it's literally just a summary of all of what's in this update.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Okay. So, the Sisters of Parvos update with weapons, new companions, improvements to the Nemesis system for them and the Kuvaliches, a newly out Warframe, which I'm not even going to say because I hate its guts, and our abilities being overseen by Pablo. Grrr. Lots of new cosmetics, including Ember Deluxe, amazing, Syndicate armor, Mist Prop, sad, and emotes. Yeah, the emotes look cool. The emotes, what do you think of the emotes?
Oh, totally.
They look cool.
I'm not planning.
I'll get them, but I'm not going to be. Yeah. And even a new alt helmet for Harrow. Oh, godly.
Yeah.
Steel Path with reward additions, those are pretty cool. With a new item allows you to instantly unveil Rivens. With big plus point. Even more updates to Railjack, focusing on the wreckage management and rewards. Those sound really cool. And a lot more in between. Yep. And I think it's pretty okay. Pretty okay. There was the 2 points I'm really negative about, and really, I'm just full of salt and hate, of course, as normal. Blech.
Big salty,
hatey person as well. But no, I overall, it's looking quite positive. I really do miss the 2 weeks dev streams, like a dev stream every 2 weeks, but it does feel that at least they are bringing a whole. I do hope they go back to those 2 weeks because I do miss it. I really do like it. Even when it was like 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks, I much prefer looking forward to them than sort of the once a month thing. Yeah, but at least they're bringing good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, it kind of feels that maybe let's say 1 week. So once a month, there's a
main content one, and then the other one is like just talking and
is just random shit that's been happening around the studio.
Yeah, maybe if someone has a really interesting concept, they can bring it forward, and then they can do all the things like the sound panel, the stats panel, the
Well, you know how Steve does his random Steve streams just before the big update.
Yeah,
no, he still does them. He did the one for Call of Tempestary.
Oh, did
I'm pretty sure. He still does them. No, not his Sunday streams.
Oh, okay.
Right? Yeah, he does like a live stream just for on patch day kind of thing.
All right.
Like, I like it if someone just basically goes, someone walking around with a camera, like maybe Rebecca or Megan, and it's just like, oh, Kaz, what are you working on right now? And like, it all has to be like approved. Yes, I can talk about this. No, I can't talk about it. But it'd just be nice if there was just like, here's a quick thing that I'm doing, so on and so forth, just to show the progress is being made. Because I think that's what's hurting my motivation at the moment, is the fact that because it's only once a month, I can't keep that level of enthusiasm up.
Yeah,
I think that's for a lot of people.
If they, I suppose if they committed to smaller patches as well and made sure that in 2 weeks there'd be a patch and then 2 weeks a dev stream, even if that patch was just like, remember the old weapons they used to do? It used to be 10 reinforcements. At least it was something, and then maybe there'd be a new enemy to fight, or new something, or mini event, or something, or new. God, what did they used to call those weekend things?
Tactical alerts.
Tactical alerts. That, but they don't. They don't see. They want to commit to the bigger updates now. So.
Yeah, I think as long as it feels. Yeah, as long as it feels like they are as motivated as we want them to be, then we're fine. But the problem with them once a month, I personally feel demotivated.
Same.
Right.
Right, let's move on to topic 2. So are we going to round off?
No, round off?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. If you've got any thoughts or opinions that you want to share with us, go into the comment section below, not the description. You can't write there. Just let us know how you feel about it. Loz will read every comment if you put doo-doo caca.
Not been many on the separate episode things, but oh well, I still will read them.
Yep. And, if you want to listen to the full thing, please go into the description or look at the end slate right now, and you'll see a link to the full episode. The full episode is fully timestamped. You also have opportunity to platinum. There's nothing else, I think.
Please like and subscribe.
That's the one. We desperately want to get to 1,000 subscribers just so that we can start showcasing off other people when we have them on, and that will be in 2 weeks. Right.
Huzzah!
That's it for this episode. We'll move on to next topic. Bye. I can say bye now.